You're watching today's video technical update presented by FXTimes. It is Friday, August 6th, 2010. I'm Fan Yang, your technical analyst, and I'll go over some developments in the Forex markets. While the US dollar continues to be weak, the Japanese yen is actually showing resilience and still a chance to gain further, although the Japanese government will be unwelcoming to this trend. The euro yen and the pound yen struggles to break away from their recent consolidation zone. Even the Swiss franc is sliding against the yen. The commodity currencies, Aussie and Canadian dollar, also show weakness to the Japanese currency. The dollar yen continues to slide, which comes as no surprise. This video is being produced at about 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time near the close of this week's trading. Here's a look at the euro yen, and what we have is this week is basically more consolidation. After the market broke above this 114 area last week. However, it hasn't been a convincing break yet. You see here was the resistance area. The market looked like it was going to break, but still hasn't convinced me that this is a breakout. Matter of fact, it's threatening to continue and possibly remain in this consolidation area, which means the Japanese yen will still gain further. The RSI here fails to break above 60, which is a sign of continuing bearish mode, or at most, or at least ranging mode, okay, with some bearish bias. You see the market, the moving averages are showing us that the market has been bearish, and right now it's consolidating sideways, and we are at the resistance area. So if the market falls from here next week, we will probably see it continue further lower into this 108 area, or possibly the low here near 107. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, you definitely see a congestion pattern. You see, so we're nearing the apex of this triangle, and if the market breaks below these lows here, we may have that we may be in a Japanese yen rally, which means the euro may actually decline against the yen. And here, if this breaks below 40, if the RSI breaks below 40, we're at the moment, we're basically at this ranging mode. You see the RSI between 60 and 40. So when this breaks below 40 or above 60, we would have a sense of the direction the market wants to take. Okay, so euro yen stuck in congestion. Look for a signal next week with a break either side, but also if the market breaks above, look for a throwback. When the market breaks below, look for a pullback before confirming the outlook. Okay, pound yen also, you see here we broke above this congestion pattern, and then the market continues to consolidate in a smaller consolidation pattern. Here you see the RSI attempt to break above 60 but fail, actually giving us a bearish divergence in the bearish zone. So we still could have a decline from here, although price action gives us a bullish bias in the short term. Okay, so 1 hour time frame, what we have is, you see this channel correction here, and if you count A, B, C, D, E, we could be finished with this channel, or you could still have 2 more waves before the completion. So I'm anticipating a break above this next week to start next week. If it does break above this and confirms, then we may continue towards the 140 area, 140.50 area, just above 61.8% retracement. But of course, we see here this is an important resistance power line here at the 139.50 level. So even as early as 139.50, before 140, we may see some resistance. Okay, and this is really a cluster of your 200 moving average, as well as this power line, as well as declining trend line here. Okay, so there's some resistance just above. Alright, so pound yen, we still haven't, the pound is stronger than the euro at the moment, and it seems like, but we seem like we don't have any confirmation yet unless here the market breaks above this channel. Okay, so moving on to Swiss franc Japanese yen, which is really just consolidating, but you see in this consolidation the yen has been gaining slightly, and we may have this A, B, C, D kind of A, B equals C, D kind of correction, and then we may have further Swiss franc strength and Japanese yen weakness. But at the moment, you see here the market is already showing us a reversal combination at this 50 moving average. So we really have a mixed signals here. We may be continuing further, but the longer term we see is bearish. Okay, here's since here, we've been bearish, and this is just a rally. This could be just a correction rally from this decline up to 61.8%. So there is a sense that we may be topping off here and continuing lower, meaning further Japanese yen strength. Okay, so what I want to see is at the end of this, at this 80, 50, 80, 60 level, I want to see what kind of action happens there. However, if the market starts to turn up, so I'm going to use this here as a resistance. So if the market breaks above this and breaks above 84, we may have we may have a bullish outlook as such. This points out up all the way up to near 90, and if you look at longer time frame, you see this is this previous high here. Okay, so this is one scenario, the bullish scenario, if the market indeed turns up on this 50 moving average and slingshots up there. Okay, so that's a Swiss franc Japanese yen. We may want to see if there is a throwback if the market breaks above this 200 moving average, and then another move up towards the 90 area. Alright, so that's the bullish outlook for the Swiss franc Japanese yen, but at the moment the Japanese yen is still strong and may bring the pair down lower. If the market breaks below 61.8%, 80, 90, 79.50 area, then we are probably in a ranging mode. Okay. Alright, that's it for these three pairs, Euro, Pound Yen, and Swiss franc Yen. Let me move on. Here's a look at the Aussie Yen, which if we count this correction, should be A, B, C, an X, and then an A, B, C. We may be done with the correction. So next week, if the market does break below this consolidation, breaks below this 50 moving average in the daily, we should see the market continue lower towards 71. But of course, first the 72.50 area should provide support. So here's the anticipated support, but the negative reversal here suggests a swing projection towards 71. Okay, looking 1 hour time frame, we're in this congestion pattern. So if the market does break below this congestion pattern, then we could start considering Aussie yen strength, and if the RSI here breaks below 30, also a signal for Aussie yen to continue lower. The Canadian dollar yen is already heading lower towards its previous low here in July, which is about 81.50, 82 area. Okay, so 1 hour time frame, we see today's move is very strong. This could be a start of impulse wave here. Could be 1, 2, 3, and then of course 4 cannot go above this area here. The end of 1, and most likely, there's a good probability that it will be resisted here at the 50%, 61% retracement level. Here the Canadian dollar yen has already gone below 30, where Aussie yen here hasn't gone below 30. So Canadian dollar weaker than the Aussie dollar, and likely to continue further lower before the Aussie does. And finally, the dollar yen here, negative reversal suggested this projection, and the market has hit that. We are at a very important support zone, so we'll see if the market bottoms here. But until the market breaks above this trend line or this channel line here, we shouldn't consider the US dollar recovery in process. So if the market does break above, then we should consider the US dollar to be in a recovery mode. And that wraps it up for this week. Check out FXTimes.com for more analysis updates and educational live events. Once again, I'm Fan Yang, your technical analyst here at FX Times, wishing you a great weekend.